Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the news at 4:30. I'm Vanessa Rufus.
And I'm Bill McGinty. We are committed to sharing the facts and not the fear about the coronavirus. You know, with all the uncertainty going on around us, we know that a lot of you have questions about the virus and how it's going to impact all of our families.
That's right. So Dr. Anna Maria Temple joining us live now to get some answers. We appreciate you. First of all, you've been with us all week, so thank you for joining us once again. We do want to start off with this first question. Somebody at home wants to know, is the coronavirus airborne or could it become airborne?
It is in the respiratory droplets. So you have to cough, sneeze it out into saliva and spit, and it lands on the next person or on solid surfaces. It doesn't just randomly travel. There is some evidence it may sit in the air, so it's aerosolized for maybe an hour or so. That's still really hard to prove, but they're working on that. But it's not airborne that you're sitting here and then is just going to move across 6 feet of space just randomly. You actually have to like cough it onto somebody.
Got it. All right,
doctor, second question here. A lot of people are wearing gloves. They think that'll help. What kind of gloves would be most helpful? And I'm assuming that these would just be throwaway, disposable, right?
So yeah, it would have to be disposable, but the key thing is you're not touching your face with those gloves, and because that's the problem. The problem is you were touching surfaces, so they're trying to protect themselves by putting gloves on so you don't have to wash your hands a million times, and I get that, but the issue is that you're using gloves, and if you're still doing this to your face with the gloves, that defeats the whole purpose.
All right, very good point. So next question here, and I'm glad that this was a question because I've been seeing this claim kind of circulating on social media right now. So this person says that they saw an article that is revealing that European doctors are recommending that ibuprofen and Advil or whatnot should not be used because they're showing some sort of interaction to the virus. They say only to use Tylenol. Is this true?
It came out in the British Medical Journal yesterday, actually, and it's been like in the past 24 hours where they're saying that they're concerns that using ibuprofen may worsen this virus because it depresses the immune system. We have seen this happen with influenza in studies out of Japan. And really what we want to do as a takeaway from this is that we need to simmer down with these over-the-counter medications. Everyone is panicked and they're all taking their temperature. And if their temperature is like 99.6, they're like, I have a fever, I'm so worried, I'm going to take ibuprofen. Put it down. Everyone needs to relax. And we need to call our doctor if you have high fever or if you have a condition where you can't let the fever do its job, call your doctor and get the proper advice. The whole point of this warning going around is that we need to be careful to not keep popping all these medicines out of fear because we can depress our immune system and cause more problems rather than help.
Wow, very good point.
Yeah, all right. One of the other questions we received is this one. Can a mosquito, we're getting into springtime and summertime, can a mosquito transfer the virus?
Wow, that's a good one. We have no evidence at this time that can happen. I don't have that even from previous SARS. I could totally be wrong, but I've never seen that in the literature. So at this point, I'm saying no, but it's new. It's a novel virus. I guess it can do whatever it wants to, but it was spread from a mammal, not from an insect. So at this time, I'm saying no, but I reserve the right to change my story if different evidence comes out like next week.
Yeah, we are continually seeing new things
Very
come
fluid
out,
situation, new updates all the time, right?
All right, we have another question here. Somebody wants to know how long you think the virus will be going on.
I will tell you that I don't think it's the 2-week quarantine that we think. It's going to be longer than 2 weeks. We are hoping that it's no longer than a couple of months, but it is so hard to tell because we have never seen this virus before. I mean, it would be great if it would like to behave like the influenza and start decreasing when the warmer weather is coming out, but we truly have no idea this time exactly when this would end. That's why all the authorities are trying to put all these measures in place to see if we can stop it sooner rather than later.
So, Doctor, we're hearing that there might be some sort of a vaccine in the works, that they've really ramped up, that they've mapped the gene sequence of this. So does that mean that we might have something akin to a flu vaccine next year? and that this may not happen again?
Well, you know, vaccines are so hard, and I am not a vaccine maker, but they've tried it with previous infectious diseases, and like between Lyme disease and other SARS viruses and whatever, and not all of them are successful. And I am not very hopeful, but again, I'm not a vaccine maker, so please take my advice with a grain of salt. I have no idea how this is play out, or if it's actually going to be effective, protective, or if we're going to see this virus going around next year. Hard to tell.
Yeah. Still a lot of uncertainties, a lot of unknowns.
Yeah, doctor, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate the candid conversation and the candid answers that you're giving us. I think that when you say, I reserve the right to change my mind based on new research, that's really reassuring to a lot of people out there that, you know, that we don't have all the answers. We're still trying to figure this out, and that goes for everybody.
But there are researchers hard at work trying to get the answers.
Right.
Too.
So thank you very much. We appreciate it.
So great to be here.
Thank you, Dr. Temple.